enjoy the good. You don't have to look ahead and be like, but does this mean playoffs? But does this mean that this team's going to do that? Like, you don't have to look at the final conclusion, because right now what you're witnessing and whatever it's making you feel, and if that's a good feeling, ride that journey and enjoy that, because believe your eyes, the product that you're seeing is fantastic right now.
I put a poll question before the show, and it has 1,700 plus votes.
Wow.
Are the Kings a good team? 76% of people say, hell yes, I believe. 21% said, looks good, but we'll see. 3% said, I've seen this before, Kings.
I love it. That's good.
Well, I think, Kings fans aren't ignorant. They know that things can turn for the worse. And I don't think we should lose sight of the fact that, like, this team still has flaws defensively. And if the shots aren't falling some nights, they're going to lose games. And
we can point out a lot of things.
I mean, it's kind of like in the beginning of the year when they're 0-4, and when you're in it, you're just like, how are they ever going to win a game? You just feel that hopeless feeling. And then you win a few in a row, and you go, how are they going to lose a game? Well, you lose a game by not coming out focused or missing a ton of shots or just having a bad day.
Energy, yeah.
Bad days are going to happen. And you're right. Just enjoy the ride. There's going to be some downs this year. There will inevitably be some downs. But all right, how do you get through it? They got through that 0-4 start, which to me says a lot about this team, a lot about Mike Brown. I think this is a good team. And I also said last year when they were 5-4, when they put up like 140 points at home on the Hornets when they won by 30, I'm like, I think this time's different. I get sucked in sometimes, for sure. But I do think with this team, it has the look and the energy of something different.
It's how they're winning, it's how they're losing is what is different. Where in teams in the past, how they were losing all looked the same.
They would get hot sometimes, right? When they won, and they would knock down some shots and you'd win.
But how they were losing always looked the same too. Just like there was a lot of bad basketball where right now in some of these losses, you're not seeing just terrible basketball. You're seeing tweaks that need to be made.
I think the other thing that Brown's really trying to establish is like stay present. And they have a mental health coach on their team, like a strength coach.
Smart.
And that's the biggest thing is stay in the moment. What are you doing right now? Don't think about all the 800 other things you have to do before this game.
I love that.
What are you doing in this moment? Right this second. You stay present. And for a team like Sacramento, where at times I feel like in the past when they've had a good stretch, like they've won 7 of 10 out of nowhere, or they had a good week, they feel themselves a little bit. And that's why I think I was worried about tonight. I'm like, are they going to feel themselves a little bit after that Warriors game? You beat the defending champs on your home floor. They were locked in tonight. Not only were they locked in, then they made shots. They had a crazy hot night shooting. These type of nights shooting will not happen all the time.
No.
Again, I think the perspective we all have to realize tonight, the Kings were 1 point shy of breaking the franchise record for points in a game. That's insane. Think about the great Kings teams from back in the day, right? The high-octane offenses. Of course, today's different with the amount of three-point attempts they're taking. They took 41 tonight. But, yeah, I'm really encouraged by where things are headed. And your statement I'm going to remember for a long time. I feel like it's Mike Brown was the solution to all the Kings' problems. And you look at what has transpired for his career and what he has learned from it, everyone's bought in, dude. And it's crazy. It's crazy to think about how one guy can help foster that type of environment.
Yep.
And have that belief. And it's from him to his coaches to the front office and all the players. When you can have a Terrence Davis come in and do that, you can put Rashawn Holmes into a game tonight and him not be all pissed off because he used to be a starter and he's playing in a 30-point game. He goes out there and he's playing with the energy and the spunk that you like. That's because of good coaching. That's because of a good culture. They're not through yet. They still have a ways to go and work to do. It's headed in the right direction. I truly believe that.
And that's what really matters right now in Kingsland. That's what matters.